I spent a year growing the most epic chia pets and harvesting my own chia seeds at home. And it all started with this plate. That if you sprinkle chia seeds on a plate, you can grow yourself sprouts for the kitchen. All you gotta do is sprinkle chia seeds over a plate, spritz them with water 3 times a day, and watch your growth. By day 7, you'll have full sprouts that you can cut off just above the yellow rooty part and use in foods like salads. I thought this was really cool, but it was a bit inconvenient with the plate because I needed a second plate on top of that plate to cover the seeds. So I experimented with an old fruit basket to see if it would work better. Since there were holes in the bottom of the basket, I added a little layer of paper towel for the seeds to sit in. The seeds sprouted, and this worked very well. So if you're trying this at home, I recommend the basket method over the plate method. And since I saw these chia seeds growing into sprouts in just 7 days, I got curious. I wanted to see if I could grow some fun shapes into pets. Started with my first real shape, a honey bear. Added some chia seeds, spritzed it with water, and waited. I kept religiously spritzing it with water until it started to grow really nicely, and soon it was ready. I cut off 1/2 of the honey bear container, and it looked so cute! I was really happy with it. I thought it was really cool that sprinkling chia seeds on any pet would grow into a shape.
I meant the opposite.
But once I found this information out, I immediately got the coolest and baddest looking pet I could find.
Next to Rafi.
And I started applying chia seeds onto shape number 2. And look, if you thought chia pets were just a quick and easy novelty, think again. Because even though that honey bear was looking good, what you're about to witness is a full basis of trial and error. Well, once the seeds were on nicely, the waiting game begun. I spritzed it religiously 3 times a day. For the first 10 days, it was looking good and it started to get thicker and darker. But what I feared all along, a thunderstorm came. I thought it was salvageable, so I tried my best to add more chia seeds to cover the holes. It did seem like it was working, but it failed. Nothing on this channel happens
Easily.
But I learned a lot from you guys, and you let me know that I may have applied the seeds wrong and that it would actually work better if I made a gel-like substance out of the seeds with water in order for the seeds to stick a lot easier. And I think you were right. So you know what I had to do. I soaked some more seed for 30 minutes, turned it into a gel, and got a fresh new face
On our soon-to-be human.
It still wasn't very easy to get the seeds on this skull. If you're doing this at home, make sure you use a terracotta pot with a jagged surface so that the seeds stick. I know, I should have done that, but we try what's difficult on this channel, right? Well, soon, green hair was growing all over the place. It was safe to say I was very excited, but I realized that I shouldn't have put chia seeds in the eyes, nose, and mouth. So I took them out one by one. It looked really cool, and it was a really good time. So although we went through a lot with this skull, we also learned a lot from it and got pretty confident. So you already know I got my hands on a 3rd shape. And don't worry, we didn't only grow random shapes. I also covered my shower in chia seeds, grew chia seed fake nails, grew Halloween and Christmas themed chia pets, and made a few recipes with the seeds, so keep watching. Well, I love shells, and I wanted to see if I could grow a chia shell because I had some of these at home. So I added our seeds, and the progress of our little shell looked a little something like this. Not the prettiest chia shell I ever saw, but it somewhat worked. However, it wasn't as perfect as our skull, and I was honestly a bit confused. I really wanted it to work. So I got my hands on another shape. Sea animals. A little turtle, a starfish, a dolphin. I was very pumped for this to grow, and I figured, well, if these little shapes are meant for the water, maybe they'll absorb the water better than our other shapes have, and I won't have to religiously spritz it so often. So I covered them with chia gel one by one, and I waited. And let me tell you, having your own little patch of green,
Even if you have no green thumb.
is a really good idea. Or a really bad idea. And this is exactly why. Well, a week passed, and this was a huge fail. They didn't grow, and I was upset. My theory about the water didn't work. So you know me. I got my hands on something I knew for a fact would grow. This dragon mask. And on this channel, we have a mild obsession with growing baby dragons from old and moldy dragon fruit, so naturally, I just knew that we had to grow a dragon chia mask to represent our dragon fruit cacti friends. And this one really worked. I added the chia gel to our dragon mask, spritzed it religiously every day, 3 times a day. Time was passing fast, and soon our dragon was growing cheek hairs and eyebrows and some forehead hair. She wasn't growing chin hair, but that's okay. That usually grows last anyways.
Am I right, boys?
Anyway, I decided I needed to go out in public with this thing. So I called up my friend, she whipped right over, and we went for a little walk. Got a lot of people staring at me, but all smiles.
Oh my god! Is it Chia? It's amazing.
Someone even told me to grow chia seeds on fake nails or on my toilet. I thought those ideas were really cool, and you know they were brewing in my brain, so my friend left and I decided, okay, this was too much fun. I want to see what will happen if I keep this mask alive for another few days and continue wearing it in public. So I kept it. But unfortunately, she started to grow white hairs. I knew that meant she was now ready to hit the hay. I was very excited that this mask was so successful, so at this point, it was around Halloween. So you know exactly what I had to do. I decided to get more friends and grow a mohawk and chin hair on this skull, a little mullet on this Frankenstein baby, eyebrows on this creepy owl, a cape on this ghost, and a little chia pumpkin. I got to work adding chia gel on every shape, religiously spritzing it with water until they started to grow. They worked so well, and by the end of the journey, they too, like our dragon, ended up growing white hairs. They must have also been in their 90s and ready to depart. So I said goodbye and realized that I couldn't stop thinking about growing chia seeds on a set of fake nails from when I was wearing that dragon mask out in public. So I got some. 2, in fact, just in case one failed. And I got to work. I added the chia gel onto the nails, waited a few days, but to my surprise, I was very confused because they were not growing quickly. And as the days passed, the growth kind of just halted. I was not okay with these results. So of course, I got another round of fake nails, added new seeds onto them. Now I'm waiting for my chia nails to grow, so come back for an update on that. But as I wait, I kept on thinking about that toilet that a stranger told me to cover with chia seed. And I did always wonder what would happen if I covered my shower in chia seeds. I didn't really want to do my toilet because I had to sit on that, and I know mold grows on these things. I did not want that on my behind, derriere. So the shower seemed perfect with the moisture and steam helping to prevent mold. And honestly, I was excited to just enter the shower like a queen. The first step in the process was slapping the chia seeds on the shower door. For a moment there, I really didn't know exactly what I got myself into, but 3 hours of sticking these things on the shower and becoming a religious spritzer, I was committed. The job was complete, and the day started to pass. It was real garden work. But the problem was, we didn't use any adhesive for the seeds to stick to because, of course, I like to try what's difficult. It's all trial and error. You already know that by now. So I was hoping that the weight of the chia seeds wouldn't turn my shower throne into a bath mat. This was more difficult to take care of than a newborn baby.
Just kidding, I have a niece, so I know that it's not comparable.
Anywho, one of the days I woke up and entered my bathroom to this. What I feared all along, our shower throne turned into a bath mat. The root pad at the back gave up. It was just too heavy. But you know that I was not giving up because there was more to do here. Listen, when you're at rock bottom, the only way that you can go is up, and up we went because I had a solution. I got some strong adhesive tape,
What I really should have done from the beginning.
brought it home and got to work, but this thing wouldn't stick for the life of me. So I had to improvise and go to plan B. And what I came up with was this: a shampoo and conditioner throne and a little liner for my shower entrance. I started adding the excess pieces of our shower throne on other parts of the shower, and I mean, it worked a little bit, but nowhere near what I had in mind to shower like an epic queen. All I wanted to do was make the worst case scenario into the best. At least the handle was doing well. And soon, I started to notice some mold.
They must have been in their 90s too.
But I figured nobody wants mycelium in their shower. It's time to take this thing off and go to plan C. Bring it outside. But for some reason, the only thing I was thinking of is that this is far from over because now we have this plant. We can't throw it out because why would we throw it out when we could grow our own chia seeds instead? And then it dawned on me. I thought to myself, why have I not grown my own chia seeds yet? Or at least attempted to and failed 20 times until I do. Well, chia seeds are expensive. So I wanted to experiment and see if I could, in fact, grow and harvest my own seeds. Because if you sprinkle them on a plate, they're gonna grow into sprouts for the kitchen. But if you sprinkle them on paper towel or soil, it'll grow into a plant that you can soon harvest the seeds from. And that's exactly what we did. We tried both. The paper towel was doing very well, and so was the soil. And what happens is the plant usually grows very tall, and then purpley blue flowers shoot up from the top, and then seeds grow out of those flowers that you can dry out and use as your chia seeds. But unfortunately, I live in Canada, so the winter came before I could get the purple flowers, but I didn't throw the plant out. I let it grow back, since I also wanted to learn if chia seed plants were perennials and grow back every year or not. Well, it does grow back. I'm still waiting for the seeds to grow, and by this time it was about Christmas. So I decided I would grow a chia Christmas tree, or a Chia Christmas tree. I spent 2 hours applying the chia seeds, true dedication. And after I spread them all on, I waited another 10 minutes until they all dried out so I could spread them more evenly. The little chia eggs started to crack open the very next day, and I put a bag over the tree so the moisture would spread evenly. But I was watering this thing like 6 times a day, and I noticed the seeds were drying out so quickly, even with that baggy greenhouse. I woke up on one of the days to see that most of the seeds fell off of our Chia Christmas tree. As upset as I was, it's all trial and error. So I tried re-adding new seeds, but this time, as you can so clearly see, the seeds were just falling off.
A true disaster.
But I had a solution. I decided to add a layer of paper towel and tape it on the tree so that the seeds could have something to stick to, kind of like a cheesecloth. I added the chia seeds onto that paper towel, spritzed them religiously, and waited for growth. It was a lot easier to apply the seeds this way and a lot faster. This one stumped me though because it failed, and we didn't grow the Chia Christmas tree in time for Christmas. But good thing it was New Year's coming up because I was not happy with those results. So I got a 2023 sign and a little hat for Rafi, and those ended up working really well. Rafi didn't love the hat though. That's okay, hun, you don't have to wear it. But the new year was finally here, so naturally I was thinking of new content ideas. As I was eating this chia pudding, I was thinking, I wonder if you could grow the seeds from this chia pudding into a little plant. So I grabbed my handy dandy plant tweezers and began extracting the seeds. Cleaned them off, spent way too long doing that, and then placed them on a damp piece of saran wrap. I didn't want to use paper towel here because I thought the seeds would be more susceptible to mold. Then I wrapped it up, sealed it in a bag, and waited 7 days. I couldn't believe it, but I went to check on them and saw green growing inside of the little bag. The seeds actually sprouted. And of course, I planted those seeds, and now I'm waiting for the chia seeds to grow from that plant. And of course, I should probably tell you how to make chia pudding because it really does taste good, and it's very healthy for you too with lots of omegas. I personally love eating it for breakfast. First, you'll mix together 1/3 cup of milk or plant-based milk. I like to use almond or cashew milk, and 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Mix that up. It'll look clumpy at first, and that's normal. You just gotta wait another 5 to 10 minutes for the seeds to morph into that gel-like substance while you get your other ingredients ready. Don't spill the seeds like me. Probably best to use a bigger cup, but then you'll add a teaspoon of vanilla, honey, and a pinch of both salt and cinnamon. Mix that up, cover it with some saran wrap. You can secure it with an elastic band to make sure it's airtight so the mixture works even better. Then put it in the fridge overnight, and in the morning, it'll be ready. You can add some fruit on top or more honey, or eat it however you like. It's really good. Plus, it's not just chia pudding that is amazing. There is another recipe for those who cannot have dairy or plant-based milk. You just gotta get a glass jar, fill it up with water, add 1 teaspoon of chia seeds to around 3 cups of water, mix it up, shake it up, and let it sit for about 10 to 30 minutes so the chia seeds fluff up. Then you can enjoy your summer boba and get your omegas too. Apparently this is very good to drink first thing in the morning to give you energy like coffee does, but I prefer coffee. Anywho, the final project that I did this year were these letters so that I could spell something special for you. Sometimes you never know who will like what you like unless you create a video and put it out there. When I posted my first video in 2020, I never knew that people would actually enjoy growing and learning about plants. But boy, was I wrong. Today, not only do I have so many chia pets and plants to show for these projects that we saw today, but I have such an incredible safe space that I now get to call our little plant monster community, where anyone in the entire world can come and enjoy my videos without feeling like they don't belong. I just want to say thank you guys so much. Without you, I don't think I'd be able to do this alone. And now, after spending 365 days growing tiny old seeds into the most epic shapes I've ever seen, it's time to retire our chia career. I'm just kidding. Y'all know we'll have 10 more chia pets minimum by next year. So let me know what you think I should try. But thank you so much for watching. This was an epic journey. Till next time, where we take seeds from exotic fruits and try to grow them into full-blown houseplants that fruit. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and remember that
I love you.
And I'll see you next week.